This is Nina Curley from WAMDA. I'm chatting with Ferhat Ispajer of Positron, an Istanbul-based mobile solutions company. Ferhat, how are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Excellent. So can you describe to our WAMDA viewers what is Positron and how did you get inspired to start it?
Positron is a mobile software company where we design, develop, implement, and guide the mobile strategy for our region's largest corporations. We especially work with the financial services industry for several years. We made big disruptions in the sector, and we introduced mobile banking in Turkey. We also now focus on mobile payments and ticketing systems. While in the meanwhile, we also work with big e-commerce companies and carry them to the mobile commerce. So we can say that we are a mobile strategy company with lots of software products that lead big corporations to the mobile space.
And it sounds like you're very successful now. How did you land your first big customer?
Thanks for that. We still think that we're a young company, but about 6 years ago, when Positron decided on shifting all this technology to mobile space, we started visiting banks because we thought that mobile banking would be something really big in the upcoming years. There was a brief period of trials back in 2001 when the WAP browser technology was introduced, but it did not take off. But we thought that with the new smartphone generations, mobile banking would be something really powerful. So we started actually visiting banks in Turkey. Back then, we were just a group of 7 people in the company with our co-founders and our engineers back then. Finally, we visited Turkey's largest private bank, İşbank, and they were interested in the project. They were thinking about offering mobile banking to their users, to their customers, and they were doing a tender about this. As we were a young and dynamic company, they were interested in actually at least getting a quote from us. So we prepared the most beautiful RFP document we have prepared until that day, and we actually made our proposals for the project. It was a few rounds. We were shortlisted. They have seen a few successful projects done by our team before, but they were still skeptical because we were a smaller team. So it took us a while to convince them. And our competitor in that deal was actually a Finnish company based in Finland, and they were supported by Meridia. The company was called Meridia, and they were supported by Nokia and Accenture, the largest mobile phone company back in the day, and one of the largest consulting firms in the world. So it was really interesting for us to have such a strong competitor. But at the end of the day, they agreed on purchasing the project from Positron. And we found ourselves signing this deal with Turkey's largest private bank, over 10 million customers, and almost $100 billion in assets, becoming a Positron customer.
When you look at the rise of mobile payment systems in the region, how did they gain traction in Turkey?
What we have done, what we have seen in Turkey, of course, PayPal is quite strong in Turkey now, and there's some other players from Europe, like PayU, you might have heard of those guys, and there's some local payment companies in Turkey who are actually active in the payment space. What we have done so far, actually, we have made this deal with the BKM. It's the Interbank's Card Center. It's the national switch of Turkish banking system. Founded by 14 different banks. It's like a consortium, and we initiated the digital wallet project with them. It's called the BKM Express. And over the last year, we have worked on this project, and now it's been launched. It's been a month, and it's an alternative payments platform introduced by, of course, Positron Technology. In less than 15 days, more than 100 merchants signed up, e-commerce companies signed up for this technology, and 15 banks are actually supporting this technology. Mobile banking was a beginning, and the shift towards mobile payments is going to come from these initial applications, such as digital wallets or mobile banking applications. But there's still huge room for growth in Turkey because people are very tech savvy, and the penetration of smartphones are increasing day by day. So I think mobile payments is going to be the topic to be discussed over the next 5 years.
And when you look at the market in the Middle East and North Africa, do you see any potential for Positron coming into the region, partnering with banks, building something similar?
Actually, we are active in the Middle East. We have an office in Doha, Qatar, and we work with two banks in Qatar right now. One is Qatar's one of the largest banks, Doha Bank, and the second client of ours is Qatar Islamic Bank. And we also work with a top five bank in Saudi Arabia. They also recently became our customers. We're providing mobile banking services for them, and our final customer from the Middle East is a Dubai-based consumer finance company. So we're active in 3 different countries in the Middle East: United Arab Emirates, Qatar, and Saudi Kingdom, Saudi Arabia. So in the next few years, one of these 3 countries is going to be a top driver for mobile payments in the Middle East.
How are you seeing users get comfortable with mobile payments in the Middle East?
First, e-commerce has to evolve, and people should learn to shop online. And then, mobile is introduced. I think there is huge interest, but we still haven't seen a traction like we have seen in the US with Square or PayPal, like PayPal Mobile.
What would you advise an entrepreneur looking to start up in the mobile app space?
They need to focus. They need to choose the area of expertise. They need to choose whether they're going to go to consumers or whether they're going to chase. This is the biggest advice I can give. In terms of areas of success, it's really hard to make money from the consumer right now from the mobile space in the Middle East. If you want to have a sustainable but not that scalable business, go B2B. But if you have a really good idea and if you have a very strong team to execute that idea to the consumer, gaming is very competitive, but you can also grow on a global scale because Arabic language is spoken in 600 million people, so it's a huge market. So online gaming and mobile gaming is where there's huge growth is going to be attained. And of course, the enterprise space is very important. So to cut it short, I think any entrepreneur who are actually getting into the mobile space, they need to focus and they need to choose their area of expertise.
Thanks so much for sharing your insights with us and chatting with WAMDA.
Thank you.